Hey people, I'm going to make a meat pie. It's that time of the year, it's winter, it's almost the winter solstice here, and good time for a meaty, hot thing. Meat pie. Great Australian classic, great British classic. And to make it I'm using beef brisket. I've already stewed the brisket, had it stewed, and I've just had it sitting in the freezer really waiting for the opportunity to make this. So I'm just going to measure out, I believe, on about 800 grams of stewed brisket. It smells great, it smells beefy, you know, it smells like beefy, which is the great thing about brisket, you know, when it gets, when you stew your brisket for a long time, it gets very beefy. So I thought that one wouldn't be enough, so I put a bit more. So I'll add a bit more. 820. $810 grams. Great. Put the rest back in the fridge, and I'll probably put some chocolate in that. So that can get brought up to temperature, bring that up to a simmer, and I'm going to add some carrots, because you can make it just beef, but for a big pie, I'm using a big pie dish. I'll show you. Quite a big pie dish, so you need quite a bit of filling. I think probably 1200 grams will be good, so I probably want something like 400 grams of, roughly 400 grams of carrots, I think. Let's just see how many that is. 160, 270, 425. By the time I top and tail them, it'll be 400. So it'll be great. It'll be 2/3 meat and 1/3 carrots. Hopefully they'll be nice and sweet. I hope. Just come back from a cycle around the lighthouse, so it's about 22k I think. I don't go too hard these days, so it takes about an hour. It takes about an hour, but it does have some good hills. Does have some good hills, good exercise. Which, you know, as you get old, you need exercise. Alright, I don't want them too thick. So what I usually do is slice them down the middle into 4. That way they'll only be a quarter as thick as they were, and then just dice. So I guess they're probably like roughly 1 centimetre chunks. This one's a bit fatter, so they'll probably be a bit more. Spin them around so that the overall thickness is the same. Hopefully they'll hold their position when you do that. I'll just get my phone. Let's have a look at the bubbling stew. Steam rising off it. As you can see, there's no real water in there. There's the carrots. Put the carrots in the stew. Boom, boom. So, well, I guess you can have a look at that if you want. Have a look. Thrilling. There it is. So I'm just going to let it stew like that gently. Just going to let it simmer very gently. As you saw from the phone picture, there's no water left, which is what we want. Because when we make the pie, you know, you don't want soggy filling. So this will not be soggy, it'll be just one good chunk of beefy goodness, you know. So I just need to wait for the carrots to cook, which will be 20 minutes, and then it'll be ready for the pie. So while we're waiting, we'll make the pastry. Just give me a minute, I just want to clean up. Okay, time to do the pastry. I need a knife. Oh, before I do that, I've got to put the butter in the microwave for 20 seconds. Very important, as I've explained multiple times in previous vids, the temperature of the butter is critical for making pastry. Critical. I'm making a big batch pastry here because it's a big pie. So I want 210 grams of butter. 210. Yeah. That's just the right temperature butter. Alright, that's 210. So we get that, we get some flour, 2 cups of flour. One. 2. 2 cups of flour, and we got some plain flour, but we do want it short crust pastry, so we want it to rise. So 1.5 teaspoons of, I think it's 1.5, baking powder. 1.5. Boom. And a pinch of salt. And we'll just mix it up. It's not going to form a dough yet. I just want to break it up and just get it distributed through the flour, and then I'll get the rest of it working. So I'm just going to get the butter away from the bottom of the pan and away from the beater. Just chop it up a bit too. That'll do for the moment. Now I'm just going to get the white of the egg in here, and I'll put the yolk in there. Cool. Splash of milk. Just watch and see if it comes together. If it's coming together, it doesn't need more milk. If it doesn't, it does. Just enough. Molto bene. Let's have a look. Pastry, short crust pastry. Easy as you like. Easy as you like. Why buy it when you can make it? Look at that. Nice consistency. It's about right. Pretty much right. Make a fat sausage cylinder. Cut a third off. That'll be the top, the lid, and this will be the base. The base. The base of it all. The foundation, the integument. Right. Alrighty. Straight into it. It's fairly important to get an even thickness. You don't want half your pie to be thin, the other pie to be half be thick. just check whether it's big enough, and that's probably just about big enough. So we just lift it on. If we can lift it on, we're laughing. Pastry's good. Alright. Pastry's good. This is the narrow bit, but it's just big enough. This axis is slightly more generous. It's all good. Let's press it all in, no worries. Cut off the excess. They do make pie dishes with quite a generous lip on them. I think probably too much lip. Pie dish, you're giving me too much lip. Now if I knew a pie dish maker, I could get one made with a bit less lip. Maybe just half that. Maybe. Perhaps. Would it be a good thing? I suppose it depends how much people like pastry. Just the pastry sticking out the end, you know, the corner of the pie. Do people like that? I don't know that people like it that much. I see people leaving that. Like, I quite like it, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people aren't that keen on the pastry. I don't know why. I always loved pastry, but I guess not everyone's the same. So, just roll like this, the lid, brush that with egg white, and then be ready to put the filling in and put it in the oven. I mean, how hard's that? Not hard. Not hard. So, will it be big enough? When I roll it out, will it be big enough for the lid? I think it will. Yes, this pastry is just a little bit too firm, I think. That's why it's splitting apart here, because it's a little bit too firm. But it'll be alright. We'll cope. Oops. Yeah, you can see it cracking. It's a bit too firm. I think maybe I should have used 2 egg yolks maybe. Would that have been better? A bit less milk, a bit more egg. Or maybe I could have tried an egg yolk and maybe you could have tried the whole egg yolk and the white, but then how would I do I'd have to have another egg just for the egg wash. Suppose I could. Alright. Well, we've still got a little bit of time to go on the stew. So, and I'm going to taste the stew, and I'm just going to adjust the salt, and I'll probably put some pepper in, and I'll be back. Right, I just tasted the stew. Really good, meaty, beefy, very beefy. Stewed brisket, very beefy. And I just added some pepper and salt. And the carrots add some nice sweetness to the thing. Get a bit of variety apart from just the beef. So, just seal this pie case. No problem, easy as you like. Make sure you get it right across the top so it'll seal with the lid. Like so. Well and truly coated. Coated all over. Boom. Alright. In with the filling. She goes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Pack it down. Pack it down like a rugby scrum. Put the lid on and then we're done. Not quite poetry. Scrum and done. No. Not a proper rhyme. Alright, on with this. On we go. Look at that. Not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do, it'll just be fine. Won't be a problem. Gonna pull the cracks in a bit, pretend they're not there. Doesn't matter anyway, I'm only gonna eat it. I'm not gonna make a portrait of it. I'm not going to hang a portrait up on my bedroom wall, you know. But you know, if you want to do that, if you people want to do that, go your hardest. That's what you like. Don't let me stop you. Food on the bedroom wall. I mean, yeah, if you're into it, could be the go. Maybe 2 foot by 3 foot portrait in oils of a hamburger. You could hang that in the toilet. Maybe. Then every time you go to the toilet, right, you'll have the incentive to get the job done. Boom. Now this is the way I like to do. You have to make holes to let the steam out. And just sticking a skewer in isn't going to cut the mustard. You need a decent sized hole. Alright. That's it. It's in the oven. So it'll be in the oven for half an hour or 40 minutes. I'll come back then and eat it. Okay, the pie is about done. I've got some peas on. I think the peas are about done. So I'm just going to drain the peas. Don't need to cook your peas very long. 5 minutes is plenty. Put a bit of black pepper in. For some reason pepper and peas just seem to work. Bit of salt. Okay. Let's get the pie out. Ta-da! Let's cut into it. I'm feeling quite hungry. been for this bike ride, I'm quite hungry, so I have a decent sized slice here. Smells like beef. Smells a lot like beef. So, put our peas on. Peas on the plate. Like that. And red tomato chutney. Homemade red tomato chutney from Homemade Tomatoes. The best. Fantastic. A generous amount of the red chutney. Now, usually Australians would use tomato sauce, what you Americans call ketchup. We call tomato sauce. Same thing more or less. But this homemade stuff's just better. Just better. Right. What does it look like? Let's have a look. Press the button. It's looking a bit sort of washed out on the screen, but it's actually much yellower in real life. There it is. Right. I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat. Cut a bit of crust off. Get some. Make sure there's plenty of filling there. Plenty of that beefy filling. Oh yeah. Meat pies are a big thing in Australia. They're when you buy them, meat pies you buy in the shops, you know, one person pies. You can buy, some bakeries will do family sized meat pies. No, this is a real family sized meat pie. You could feed quite a big family with this. Might have a bit more chutney. Chutney really is nice. Really is. The traditional Australian meat pie you buy in shops and servos and everywhere is pure beef, you know, and it's not brisket. I don't know what they use. Probably chuck. And this is a different experience altogether. Like if you're Australian and you're used to eat Australian pies, which aren't we all, this is a different experience. It's beefy. Now it's got pastry, but the meat pie pastry you get in bakeries all around Australia and servos is made with lard. This one's made with butter, so it's a bit different. Bit different. I wouldn't mind trying to make one with lard. I should try. The carrots are just sweet, yeah. Sweet. Lovely. And the brisket's beautifully fallen apart. It's totally tender. It just melts in your mouth. And it's beefy. But I don't know. It could do something else there. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. Got a pain in the ear for some reason. Don't know why that is. Anyway, beef pie, beef brisket pie, really good. Great for winter. Great for winter warmers, you know. Great for winter warmers. So that'll keep me going for, I don't know, a week, at least a week. Cheers, people.